Alright, so this is my sonnet, and I'll just read through it and then I'll go back and kind of annotate it. But Jessica is the name I was given, born to my mom and dad and my brother. But Jessie is the name I am livin', making my mark one way or the other. My life is like a basket of apples, full of things to do and people to see. The Warner, to the boat, to the chapels, filled with love for my friends and family. Oh, how I wish my life was together, wishing I'd discover my place in life, instead of just floating like a feather, shuffling through this crazy world in strife. My time in this high school is ending soon. I will make sure it ends on a good tune. So going back to the start, my first stanza is kind of introducing me a little bit. So I talk about how I was born with the name Jessica, but my nickname and most people call me Jessie, so that's kind of what the name that I go by more than Jessica. And then I'm talking about making my mark in the world, and I'll touch on that a little bit more in the third stanza. And then going into the second stanza, so I say my life is like a basket of apples, mainly because I really like apples, and so I figured I'd just throw that in there. And then I talk about some of my hobbies and things that I do. So the Warner, referring to the Warner Theater where I act. To the boat is what I'm referring to crew and rowing. And then to the chapels, I'm kind of talking about religion, but I don't necessarily have to go to chapels, but it rhymed with apples. So I figured that was a good kind of connection with that. And I talk about love for my friends and family because that is super important to me. And then the third stanza is kind of where I get more into kind of connecting it to my goal that I made at the beginning of the year for the class. And so I say how I wish I had my life together. And my goal was basically to have a good idea of what I wanted to do later in life. And so I say, wishing I'd discover my place in life. So kind of referring back to that, hoping I can find what I'm meant to do and what I want to do. And then I say, instead of just floating like a feather, kind of referring to mainly talking about not really having a purpose, kind of just being there, but not really being present. And then I say, shuffling through this crazy world in strife. The world in general, it's pretty crazy. So I figured I'll just, add that in there. It works. And then my last two, my ending pair. So I say, my time in this high school is ending soon, obviously referring to the fact that I'm a senior. And then I will make sure it ends on a good tune, because I definitely want to make sure that I end on a good note with senior year and I enjoy high school for the last semester. And so, yeah, so basically, I kind of ended it with saying that I want to have a good kind of ending semester and be positive with my last part of high school. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Right. Thanks.